There's too many people here, kid. Let's take this to DMs.
I told her to wake her up.
Wake me up before...
Oh, you woke me up, alright.
Oh
my god.
I don't even know
How
what
much money do you actually have?
Hold on.
Wait,
there we go. No,
Wait,
there we
how
go.
fucked up?
So, okay, so when I, so I think we just got, like, people just got, like, a double dose of the Discord for, like, a few seconds. It's fine. What is it? Oh, hey, Kitten Vale, what's poppin'? I don't think I've ever seen you in a Fata Morgana stream. Hi.
They have been here
We're
before
like-
the Fata Morgana stream.
Hold on a second.
The
wait.
last fucking chat. You don't want to get spoiled.
Unless
Nah,
he's learned.
it's fine. Get spoiled. It'll be cool.
Wait, are we at the last chapter?
Yeah,
I'm
we're
assuming
getting
we're
there.
damn near the end.
This is indeed the final door.
You said that the last 8 doors in a row. I don't believe
No,
you anymore.
I said that 4 doors ago because the story said it was the final door and then it wasn't actually the final door. Now we are at the final door for realsies this time.
Don't even know what this is, bro. Yeah, it's fine. Alright. Actually, that's right. You aren't part of the Yamaneko crowd. I don't know how you feel about this. This is definitely pretty far removed from, the silver case in terms of content.
You know, if you really think about it, do you think do you think Giselle is an observer of some kind?
I thought when you said Michelle at the meh, I thought you were going to say Machinima.
Do you think that if Michelle was born, like, 20 years ago, he would have made Machinima on the internet?
Oh yeah, he would have made the Halo 3 Machinima.
Oh, he super
yeah.
would have.
So while you're here, I guess I'll mention for our ones of viewers, love you all by the way. The plan for next week is I don't know how the fuck we're ever when we're gonna finish Faith, but we aren't because Wednesday is going to be my birthday stream, and I wanted to start a Mori on that day, so we're doing that.
Yay! Depression!
Yeah! Omori is as many people have called it, it's a quirky Earthbound-inspired RPG that is secretly about depression.
Yeah,
my birthday's on the 5th, Kitten Vale. But yeah, that's fine.
I'm very curious about this game, and I have no intent to play it.
Yeah. Some people seem to have
I would love to
forgotten
see it.
when my birthday is, but it's fine.
I'm sorry.
I can't even remember my own.
It's fine. It only
birthdays.
fucked me up a little bit. I'm okay.
I can.
I just know, like,
Doing my best and I played so many fucking else. I'm sorry.
I don't even need to bet money to tell you that B would not share even one 1/100th of the same sympathy towards mine.
I remember
wow.
Zaz and Renty's birthday.
Oh damn! All right, yeah. Okay, so Shelly is just abandoning us to play Bayonetta, so we should get started soon.
Alright, let's get the show on the road.
I have
What are you gonna say, Bean?
Fake Fuda fan.
I have people's birthdays in the notes.
Wow.
So I know I'm where my loyalty's at.
I'd have to check. I don't remember most people's off the top of my head.
Mine's.
AC, did you just fucking say fake Fuda fan?
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah, he did.
No.
Sure,
I
yeah,
don't know where you got
I will
that
mute
from.
everybody one by one.
That means you're into it. Oh my god, none of that was audible. You all talked over each other.
Okay.
Everyone shut up.
Listen to that one.
All right. Shh. Let the emotions overwhelm you, because CCO is playing, and I fucking love CCO. All right, take it away, Polly.
Ollie. Wow.
Pauline.
Wow.
Well, I'm turn it down a
It's
little bit.
valuable
The
in that
music's a little
tower.
bit. Okay, now you can go ahead.
The Lord stores his valuables in that tower. That's why it's locked up and you can't get in. Or all 3 of you after his wealth. Of course not. And you, Michelle, you need to stop planting these strange suspicions in...
See, this is exactly what I was talking about. You haven't changed one bit. You won't even give someone the time of day if they're saying anything that contradicts someone you've decided you trust. Can the watchtower, was it? Can you not bust the door down? I'm still lost as hell here. But the long and short of it is, Morgana might be in that tower.
She is, yes. It would be possible to break down the door with a dozen or so people to help, but that's infeasible. Besides, opening the door isn't our only objective.
So we need the other keys.
Correct.
It's not true. He would never do that to someone.
Ugh.
People think he's scary and mean, but they're wrong. He's a sweet, respectable man. He would never lock up an innocent girl.
Even though everyone else is saying he would.
If I don't believe in him, then who will?
So you are more than acquaintances. If you really have that much faith in his goodness, then tell us that after you've seen what he's done. Pauline.
Assuming, hypothetically, there really is someone in the tower. There's nothing I could do about it. I'm a nun. I have no real authority here. I'm just a pretty face.
Nevertheless, he started this to help you. So if you tell him to stop, he might actually listen.
Please, Sister Marie. Help us set the scientists free.
Your ability to trust someone so completely is actually pretty amazing. But if you let it turn into blind faith, it'll come back and bite you in the ass.
Could I please ask the two of you to leave?
An old friend of mine might be being held prisoner right now. And you expect me to just scamper on home?
Go.
She is a little too innocent, perhaps. But I don't think her faith is entirely blind. You are a woman who is capable of making decisions for herself. I know you are. Yes, you've placed your complete faith in one man, but that hasn't stopped you from considering what you should do with your own life. You were never short-sighted.
We only met yesterday. What could you possibly know about me? Give me some time. Until tomorrow. Try to think about what to do.
As you wish.
So, is that all really true?
It is.
How do you know any of that, though?
Because... What star should I go with this time? Should I use the letter again?
Forget it. That's not important. The pipsqueak ain't one to go throwing around accusations like that for shits. Point is, I'll take your word for it. And if we get the door open and it turns out there's no one there, no harm done.
So you believe me?
You're not lying, are you?
No, I'm not.
Then that's that. frustrating part is, winning over a whore isn't going to get you very far towards fixing anything.
That's not true. Just knowing you believe me is reassuring.
Huh. If you say so.
Can I ask you something? You did come here in search of the Lord, didn't you? He has the third key, without which we cannot get into the tower. And my gut tells me you're the one going to make that possible.
Why would you think that?
Because you have a very strong connection to him. You may think I sound crazy, but your souls are inexorably bound together.
Our souls? Don't even joke.
I know how it sounds, but that's the only way.
Okay, you got me. I'm done lying. You're right. I came here looking for the Lord. There's rumors going around saying he's been seen coming in and out of the church.
Oh?
So I figured I'd take the opportunity to cave his fucking skull in.
You... what?
What you gonna do about it? Huh? Call the guards on me?
No, I won't. But tell me, why do you want to kill him?
Why? What, are you not from around here? Well, you should know he's one hell of an aggressive ruler. I won't deny he's done wonders for the economy. The city's a great place to be if you're a merchant. Taxes are lower than anywhere else, and all you need is enough money and you can buy citizenship. But for the people who've lived here our whole lives, the poor, the peasants, those who need the most help, it's only getting harder to stay afloat. The gap's getting bigger by the day. While the main street's looking lavish and lively, people are literally starving to death on the back street. He tore down this vineyard that's been around for generations to make room for more shops. And sure, you can import some damn fine wine from some other city. But where does that leave everyone who can't afford it?
That reminds me. The third door here ran some other company's factory out of business for his own profit. Different businesses, same practices. Giselle?
Especially those who came from other cities. Treated like kings. The Lord still has plenty of enemies.
I see. So you're someone who doesn't think highly of him, then?
Pretty much.
What would killing one man accomplish, though?
Not much, probably. It'd make me feel hell of a lot better, though.
You don't actually know the Lord in person, then?
I've met him before, so I know who to look for. But that's about it. There's none of this. Oh, what'd you call it? Inextricably linked souls. No fucking thank you.
Maria says she's met him. And Morgana mentioned seeing prostitutes at the Lord's Manor when she was first taken there. Could she have been one of them, then?
Changing the subject a bit. There's something I wanted to ask you about Polly. Frankly, her being a nun, it doesn't make a damn lick of sense.
What do you mean?
I mean, this isn't what she wanted with her life. When we were kids at the orphanage, she wasn't exactly this pillar of faith. We said grace before meals, but only because those were the rules. All ceremony, nothing more to it.
She appears to be quite devout to me.
I'm thinking something had to have happened to made her that way. forced her into the role. The girl I knew was pretty unexceptional. Had her head in the clouds, though, so we never really got along. But she was always talking about how, when she left the orphanage, she'd find the perfect man, fall in love, get married. You could practically see the hearts in her eyes. They'd buy a comfortable house, have a few kids, maybe get a dog. It'd be a happy family. Warm, peaceful. And every time she told me this, I'd snort and tell her she needed to get herself a more original dream. At which point she'd start crying and calling me mean.
Wow. Maria was an impressively jaded 10-year-old girl.
She was a girl in love with love. And now she's a bloody nun. I guess it kind of makes sense as an extension of her unwavering trust shtick. But I mean, come on, surely she could have chosen someone better to put that trust in. Anyway, I guess what I'm trying to get at is, as unreceptive as she was back there, she wasn't doing it maliciously. Not that I have any right to defend her after all the shit I gave her about it.
You know, you're making it very hard to tell whether you like her or not.
Don't think too hard about it. Just sticking up for an old acquaintance. Anyway, I think I'll head back. As concerned as I am about Morgana, there ain't much I can do. Guards aren't gonna believe the ramblings of some whore, especially not when she's making accusations about the damned Lord. That part's gonna be the real bitch, I figure. If there's anything I can do, let me know. You can find me at the brothel in town. Well, I'm off. Huh?
It's late. I'm not sure how safe it is for you to be wandering around in the dark alone. Maybe I should accompany you.
Don't worry. This is my home turf. And besides, if someone did attack, I'm pretty sure I could outrun you. And overpower you with that.
Word? The worst part is she's probably right. But... I'm pretty sure it's the second one, because I think if I do follow her, I will get attacked and killed.
You will get attacked and killed, correct. It is the second
Cool
one.
beans. Thank you, Giselle.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that. See ya.
Hold on a second.
Something else you needed?
I would like, if you could, for you to tell me about the time you spent with Morgana. Anything you can, no matter how insignificant it may seem. I want to know what kind of life she had there.
How's tomorrow sound?
Tomorrow?
I'll sneak into the courtyard tomorrow night. Meet me there and I'll tell you what you want to know.
Why not now, though?
No real reason. Just need a little time to sort things through. See you tomorrow night. Stay warm.
Not even a chance to get another word in. I feel like I'm dressed much warmer than her. Tomorrow night. Doesn't leave us with much time. Giselle. Giselle.
Hello, what is it?
You've been so quiet, I was getting concerned. It's good to know you're still there.
I guess I sort of dozed off for a bit. I'm fine though, no need to worry.
Are you sure?
I think we should head back too. We've done about everything we can today.
You're right. Running into Maria was a great stroke of luck. Thanks to her, we now have confirmation the nun is indeed Pauline. And we've potentially convinced Pauline to try and talk to the swordsman.
Depending on how things pan out tomorrow, we could be getting very close to accomplishing our goal. I'm sure it'll be smooth sailing, just like with Mel.
I certainly hope so.
So, before you go to sleep, do you want to talk for a bit?
Of course. In fact, I was about to ask you the same thing.
That's what you say, but on the inside, you're actually enjoying being surrounded by girls more than talking to me, don't you?
And you seem to enjoy teasing me.
I'm just kidding.
Truthfully, I don't think I've ever wished you were there to save me more than then. I would have been comfortable in such spirited environments.
Put 3 women in a room and it'll get like that, yeah. It can be overstimulating.
I could not have been more out of my element.
I don't know, you seem to fit in pretty well to me.
You really think so?
You made for a great plaything.
Oh yes, I'm quite good at that, aren't I? I will say, there's one thing about the whole affair that surprised me.
Oh? What would that be?
I did not expect I would be able to have such a normal social interaction. And not because I'm awkward or a poor conversationalist. Most of my life I was cursed, irregular, and you were the only one who didn't treat me like that. That came to be what I saw as normal. And as such, being able to participate in social gatherings like that is a very exotic sensation. It feels almost like it shouldn't be possible.
You are normal, Michelle. An ordinary man.
Wrong button. This right here. This is what I wish I always had in my life. And for me to finally attain it in death. Though I suppose lamenting the details would make me ungrateful. I'm glad to have the experience, though.
Glad to hear it.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm?
I know I've been talking about how much I want to save Morgana, and that hasn't changed. Neither has my desire to change everyone's future. But if you want to leave this place, to go somewhere far away and have a life of your own, you'll have my full support.
Hmm.
And you've got everything you've ever wanted. You have the right to choose to stay here and live in this time.
I wouldn't dream of it. I'm not going to leave you trapped in that darkness. I'll not make the same mistake twice. Regardless, there's no point in me choosing a life without you there as well, in the flesh.
Okay then. Well, I'll be in here waiting.
Hopefully not for long. I really think Morgana and I have a great deal in common.
What?
Once the daughter of God and once a demon child, both forced into inhuman roles. Living lives of solitude, constantly having things we cared about taken away from us. Including, ultimately, our lives. The big difference between me and her is that I had you. If you hadn't been there at the end of my mortal life, perhaps I too would have grown to despise those who had put me through such misery. Curse their very souls. She had no one, though. Not a single person to be there for in her final days.
From what she told us, though, her life wasn't all sorrow and misery. She did eventually come to find happiness in her time at the brothel.
In fact, she even said that was where she learned to experience joy. What I know there, while I know there were a great number of girls there, if Maria was one of them she was particularly close with, perhaps her being here could have a positive effect on Morgana.
I'll have to see what she says tomorrow night.
That we will. And then our time limit then is noon the next day. So we'll need to have everything necessary figured out by then. Everything it will take for her to have a change of heart.
I'm not worried one bit. I have complete confidence in you, Michelle.
I am somewhat worried.
What's there to worry about? Here, I'll shout you can do it 100 times.
So you're planning to cheer me to death?
I just want every last bit of you to know that I'm rooting for you.
I assure you you've made that abundantly clear.
Hey, there was something I wanted to tell you, if that's alright.
Yes?
When I learned about your past and your body, it came as a big shock to me. And that said, I'm confident you know my feelings for you haven't changed one bit.
I do.
But what I want you to know is that even if I had found out back then, instead of after having waited hundreds of years for you to return, my feelings still would not have changed. If you had told me while we were alive, I would have still accepted you. Now, of course, I know it's not something you could have come out with so easily. Especially considering everything you went through because of it. We only lived together for a little over a year. And we were only partners for a month. So I understand how difficult it would have been to think I wouldn't push you away. But I'm not sure you grasped just how much I loved you, even then. My wounds ran deeper than even I knew. And them fully healing was simply not possible. Anyone else's touch, anyone else's warmth, my heart and body would have rejected. I sincerely wish I had expressed that to you more clearly. That it had to be you. That I needed you.
I did believe at the time that I could start over with you. That we could have a normal life together. Oh well, I fooled myself into believing it. But I could never rid myself of the guilt, shame, at how it was impossible for me to give that to you. I would imagine our future together. You, smiling with our children in your arms, playing with them, scolding them, teaching them. And then I would remember, I'm incapable of giving you those children. Of even engaging in the prerequisite acts. And the more I wished for your happiness, the tighter that guilt constricted me. I do apologize for not saying anything.
You carried far more weight than any one person should ever have to carry alone. But you don't have to do that anymore. For one, I'll support you no matter what. And in this time, you're normal to everyone, not only me. You have allies. You don't have to take everything on yourself anymore. I love you, Michelle. I do. I absolutely adore you.
Where is this coming from?
I wanted to say it, so I did. Is that a problem?
No. No problem.
You're blushing, aren't you? Your cheeks are as red as tomatoes. I wish I could see you now.
I'm going to open the window.
Why? It's night. It's going to be cold.
Exactly, I need to cool down.
What are you eyeing at?
It's a spring snow. It's gorgeous. There's hardly a cloud when I was outside earlier, and now it's snowing.
Are you worried Maria might catch something out in this weather?
Hopefully she's in bed by now. I've never seen it snow in the spring before. Maybe I just wasn't paying any attention to what lay beyond the dark walls of that house.
Maybe.
Have you?
Have I?
Seen a springtime snow before?
3 or 4 times, perhaps. So, not very often, no.
Ah. So you've seen this already.
Would it have been better if I hadn't?
No. No, that's not what I'm saying. I just thought it would be nice if it was the first time for both of us.
You sound like a little kid.
Is it that childish? Well, I don't mind either way. I'm still glad my first time seeing it isn't alone. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Little specks of white, drifting through the darkness.
Yes, I can see it. It's beautiful. I'm happy I could see this with you too. You don't want the wind to cool you off too much now. I think it's time for you to warm back up.
Sorry. I was so engrossed by the sight.
Maybe it'll stick and you can see it again tomorrow. The grounds would be quite lovely covered in snow. But for now, you should get some sleep.
I suppose. Are you sure you aren't named Morgana?
Damn it.
Persona joke.
You've already passed out once today. You need to make sure you're well rested.
Hard to argue with that. I'll be counting on your help again tomorrow. Our success or failure depends on how tomorrow goes.
That it does. Let's make it count.
Good night, Giselle.
Good night, Michelle.
Da-da. Da-da. Huh? My head. It feels like someone almost drove a spike through it. What's going on? Am I in the cellar? What? My hands are tied up behind my back. What am I doing down here? Wait. Giselle? Giselle? Say something, Giselle. Unable to make any sort of sense out of my circumstances. It's not long after I regain consciousness that panic begins to sink in. And the most unsettling thing of all, the most frightening detail, is the fact that I can't hear her voice.
Stop that. Awake, are we?
Are you the one who brought me here?
What? You don't remember this morning?
Morning. Right. I woke up because I heard someone enter the room. And then he hit me over the head.
You're not dead. At least. That's good.
What do you hope to accomplish by tying me up and bringing me down here?
Remember what I said last night at supper? About me putting on a little sideshow for you.
What?
I was reenacting the Last Supper, with you as the guest of honor.
Oh, now I see. When you were asking if I had any family or friends, you were trying to find out if no one would notice if I disappeared. If anyone would make any noise.
You're sharper than you look. If only you'd caught on yesterday.
Please, Giselle, say something. Giselle! Why won't you answer me? Why can't I hear your voice? Why can't I feel you there?
You're a quiet one. I thought you'd be a little louder.
What made you decide to get rid of me? Did the nun say something?
She has nothing to do with this. I have permission from the Lord to act at my own discretion. Should I come across anyone acting suspicious?
This doesn't seem the least bit wrong to you.
I wouldn't say that. You're an acquaintance's friend who paid a long trip to come see him, and I have you tied up in the cellar. That's not what I would consider right, no? But Seeing as you're good enough friends for him to let you have stay there, I assumed he's also spilled everything. He never had what it took, that boy. If I were to guess, it got to be too much for him to handle, so he went to a friend. To you.
Leave him out of this.
Ah, I see. So, how much did he tell you? If you come clean, I might even let you go. Get rid of him, have you take his place.
I said leave him out of this.
So you're determined not to talk, are you? What a loyal friend.
Listen to me.
Listen. Oh, I'm listening. Because you have a lot of talking to do. I don't have many chances to let loose. So I'll be taking as much time as I can get today.
He says in an eerily flat tone of voice, as he draws nearer, pausing between each step as if to taunt me. And when he reaches me, struggling to get off the ground, he slams his heel into my shoulder.
Not being able to use your hands makes you appreciate how much easier it is to stand up when you can, doesn't it?
Help. Someone, please, help!
Don't waste your energy. No one ever comes back this far. And the door's so heavy, your screams would never make it out. But that's the least of your worries. The door to the cellar's been locked. And the only key is right here. There's no getting in. If you can run fast enough, you might have a chance of making it to the door and escaping. Want to test your luck? I doubt you can make it.
Puts the full weight of his body into his heel, pressing down on my spine, turning my breaths into gasping sputters. Gather together all my strength, but even that isn't enough to overpower him.
Now you're going to tell me everything. What are you and the boy scheming? What's your endgame? Who else is in on it?
Damn it. Don't have many options here. What can I even do in this situation?
Tell me what I want to know. And I'll maybe let you live.
Guess I have no choice but to tell him the truth. Alright, fine, I'll tell you everything. Just know that this isn't some attempt to beg for mercy. I came to this mansion in order to unlock the door to the observation tower and free Morgana. Mel was not the one who told me about her, though. I went to him and asked for his assistance. He didn't have to tell me because I already knew. Both about her and what you're doing to her, stealing her blood and making medicine from it.
Who told you then?
Morgana did. Morgana's soul told me everything. I am not from this time. I lived in a time after her death. It took me several minutes to process what just happened. Moments. of fire ran on my arm, from my little finger only turning into pain when it finally reaches up my brain. I just my head back to see the man on top of me holding my right hand. My finger snapped backwards at the second joint.
I'll ask you again. Who told you?
Morgana did! She dies on the day of the Harvest Festival.
Next up is your ring finger. And then your middle if you insist on keeping this up.
I'm telling you the truth. She bears so much hatred. She cast a curse on your souls. I've seen what happens in your next life.
Now you're resorting to souls and next lives. I'm genuinely impressed. What lies are you going to cook up next, white-haired knave?
If I don't set Morgana free, your souls will be enslaved for all eternity, imprisoned in this cursed mansion. When the bell tolls noon on the day of the Harvest Festival, you'll lose everything. All of you will. You cannot escape unless you do something. And the nun, the reason you locked up Morgana in the first place, she won't be safe either. She'll be killed!
2 fingers left. Can you keep up the act that long?
Everything I'm saying is the truth. I've seen it all with my own 2 eyes.
Why are you so insistent on maintaining this farce? Is it to protect the boy? Or do you have some other motive?
Every last word is true.
Continuing the lie isn't going to make this any easier. Your voice is shaking. The pain is starting to get to you, isn't it?
What you're doing to Morgana, it achieves nothing. You must release her to atone for your sins. Otherwise, your soul and the souls of those you care about will be doomed to suffering.
I see what this is now. You don't have the information I want, so all you could do is spin these lies.
You thick-skulled bastard!
There are other options, though. Beg me for mercy. Sob like a little child, sniffling your "please don't kill me" and "I don't wanna die" and "it's so bad, please stop." Grovel on the ground, you tiny pathetic man, and if you can entertain me, maybe I'll consider it.
I will never shed another tear, and I will never beg for your damn mercy! Nothing I've said to you has been a lie. Some cheap attempt to fool you into letting me go. Every word of it is true. I know the sins you've burdened your soul with. I know the fate that awaits you in your next life, and I will gladly tell you every detail.
You're down to just your thumb. Now go on, if you're so eager to tell me. Let's hear about my supposed next life, shall we?
In your next life, you lose your memory in an accident, causing you to forget your own humanity. The innate savagery you normally keep hidden beneath the mask is revealed, unrestricted. And you turn into a creature, no more than... No, you turn into a beast!
My mask?
You murder countless people, including the woman you once called your lover.
Lover?
Hers is a name you know very well. Pauline, your tether.
My tether? What do you know? That word?
Because I know everything. I know what you wanted. I know what you were never able to obtain. You idolized humanity, and you yearned for peace.
You're telling me I killed a nun in my next life?
I am! That is the fate that lies waiting for you. Her love for you is so strong she refused to believe you're dead. She leaves her seaside hometown in search of you, and she finds you. But you slaughter her!
Did you say she lived in a city on the sea?
In addition to her, you also lose something else. A woman who tried to give you the peace you so desired, which eventually caused you to succumb entirely to instinct.
Enough! Alright, fine. Now I know what you are. You're no mere seasoned liar. You're some kind of evil spirit that deceives humans. You're peering into my heart, tailoring your lies specifically to manipulate me.
I am not, I swear. I have seen everything that happens.
Enough!
But there's a chance you can change your fate! All you have to do is cease your involvement in Morgana's imprisonment, set her free, allay the hatred that she bears for you.
Are you deaf? I said I've heard enough!
Release Morgana! Save your soul, give her a better future!
Silence! I think I'll take your arm off first. Cut right through your shoulder nice and slowly.
Don't!
It'll still be attached for a while yet, don't you worry. You'll hear that, spirit? That's the sound of your flesh ripping apart. The sound of your muscles being severed. Not gonna be doing much talking anymore, are you? Not through the pain, you aren't. Plead for your life, spirit. Beg for mercy. And admit that it was all a sham. Apologize. Let the room fill with your cries of agony.
Nothing was a sham. Every last word. It's all the truth.
I'll rip that head right off your shoulders. I don't care who or what you are anymore. You're dead!
I think you can imagine who this character is. Randy?
You will do no such thing. Get back. You will not harm him farther.
Pauline.
What are you doing here, Pauline? I told you, stay away! And the door was locked!
Josh, you mentioned giving a second.
I opened it.
Yeah, you!
One of Nelly's hairpins was long enough to get into the lock and undo it. She won't be getting much use out of it anymore, though. Busted it up pretty badly. The lock on the door, or the locks on the tower door are too complex, but this one here is a lot simpler. But you never expected me to go cat burglar on you, huh?
You stupid boy.
Oh, what was your question last night again? Something about being on the edge of the cliff or whatever? Well, here's your answer. I'll do everything I can to save both of them.
It's terrible. How could you? Oh my, you're badly hurt. Sit down, I'll go for a doctor.
Don't worry about me. You need to talk to him. To get him to talk.
We've got to do something about you, though. I'll get that wound patched up at least, until you can get it properly checked out.
Thank you. Was it you who went to get Pauline?
No, I ran into her while I was looking for you, which is when she told me that she was looking for him. Neither of us were having any luck, so we scoured the mansion together. And when we reached the stairs to the cellar and heard the screaming, my worst fears were confirmed. So I picked the lock and here we are. Sorry we didn't make it any sooner. This could have been avoided. God, look at what he did to you. There's so much blood in your fingers.
No. You made it just in time. My arm's still attached, and I'm not dead. Neither of which would be true without you.
So I guess that means I actually did something good for once. Did something for someone other than me.
That you did.
So, everything Michelle said is true. The Lord isn't storing his valuables in the tower. He's got a girl locked up there. Well, is it true or not?
It's still Lord's property. Either way. The church is being funded with her miracle blood. So that makes her valuable, yes.
For your sake, I've been handing out human blood and telling people it was medicine.
Not human. Which...
No, Morgana is a human girl. She hasn't become a witch yet. At least not here.
It's time. I've been lying to the people who believe in me without even knowing what I was doing.
Like you said, you didn't know. You haven't done anything wrong.
Ignorance does not excuse sins. All this time I spent with you and did not notice anything wrong.
That was the idea. You weren't supposed to notice anything. It's not your fault I deceived you. It's unreasonable to think you should have been able to.
That you need to help me though, didn't you? Like a stupid little girl, I assumed it was all out of the good of your heart. never once stopping to think any deeper than that about where it was all coming from. Maria was right. I was blind. I was content to be pleased about the people I thought I was helping. I wanted to do something for me. I wanted to set this girl, set Morgana free. Please do not make your sins any greater than they already are.
But without the witch's blood, you lose the Lord's patronage and then the church.
What is the church that isn't actually saving anyone? Actually, no. It's avoiding the point entirely.
What do you mean?
To tell you the truth, I never really cared about the church at all.
You what? How can you say that when you've always been so unconditionally charitable, even if it meant giving away food or money you needed yourself? People call you the saintess because that's what you are, a saint.
It's true, I do that. But the fact is, I'm no saint. I don't deserve to be held up as one, nor do I belong in that position. I'm just an ordinary girl. I never wanted to be a nun, you know. I just didn't have any other option available to me. And I shouldn't have the confidence to make it out there on my own like Maria. So I did as I was told. And to keep myself from thinking it was a mistake, from feeling dissatisfied with that choice. I put everything I had into my responsibilities to the church. My unconditional charity was rooted entirely in selfishness. And the longer I kept it up, the harder it became to stop. I forgot what I really wanted.
And what would that be?
A normal, happy life as an ordinary girl.
In the city on the water.
What?
That's what you said your dream was. For your next life.
Right. Yeah, a quiet life with a man I love.
You might get that wish. In fact.
Hmm?
That's what you said, wasn't it? That in her next life, she lives in a city by the sea.
That is correct. In your next life, Pauline, you are not a nun. You're an ordinary girl who lives in a seaside city. A sweet, cheerful, energetic girl who wears her heart on her sleeve. Yet both your mother and father.
And I.
So you believe me now?
I don't know. Your claims are utterly ridiculous. But it's getting harder to think that you're lying. Well, that's what you really wanted, Pauline. What should I have done instead? I envied what you had. that solace. The last thing I wanted was for you to lose it. You're saying you found no peace in that life.
That's right.
So, what should I have done?
I wanted you to take me away from this place, somewhere far away. I wanted you to make it so I could be Paulina, not Marie. That would have been my ideal life. To live with you, to have a family with you.
See, I think your mic might be fucking. No? Oh no.
Oh. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you say how again really quickly?
Oh. How was I supposed to know?
You couldn't possibly have known. You realize that. And that makes me every bit as competent as you. Set Morgana free.
I'll be expected to pay for my crimes. That itself is not a problem. I have every intention of facing the consequences. But we have done terrible, gruesome things. I don't know what the usual punishment is for such is in this land. But if I had to guess, I would say execution. And me being an outsider makes it easier for people to place the blame on me. I won't be able to take you away.
We'll find each other again. In our next lives, okay?
Okay. As I'm sure you've heard, my involvement in this conspiracy ends here.
I'm glad to hear you've decided to take action.
Sorry about your fingers and arm.
I'm still alive. That's what matters.
The third key's in the Lord's possession. You said you needed it by the noon of the Harvest Festival, yes? Which means we need to act quickly.
That's correct. We must set Morgana free, before the bell tolls noon tomorrow.
And tonight, that's the next time the Lord will be here. Tonight I'll kill him and take his key.
Wait. No, wait, we are not shedding any blood to get his key.
Do you remember what I said a few minutes ago about not committing any further sins?
He's not likely to hand over the key without a fight, though.
You need to convince him, not force his hand. besides, simply opening the door is not enough.
Why not?
My goal here is to save Morgana's soul. In order to do that, I need to pacify at least some degree of the hatred she bears in it. A hatred rooted in her perception of you, the things you've done to her. I need to change that perception.
I'm not quite following. What do you mean by changing her perception?
For you and the Lord to tell your stories. Describe what happened from your perspectives.
You want my perspective?
I do. Something in your motivations of your circumstances might serve to lessen the animosity she holds for you. The greater the discrepancy in what she believes to be the truth and the full story, with everyone's perspectives included, the greater the chance she may have a change of heart.
Okay, now I understand what you want from me. However, my perception will do nothing but to serve that end. There's no ambiguity, no justification for my actions.
Regardless, I would like to know the whole truth, if you're willing to tell me your part in it.
Okay. I'll come by your room later today.
Hey, is it already 5 there too?
Sorry, I would rather if you weren't.
Why?
Everything you need to know, I've told you already. I've captured a witch. No, I kidnapped a young girl for profit and imprisoned her in a tower. My motivation, as I said, was to keep your church funded. Those are the facts. The things I did along the way were brutal and inhumane. I hope you can understand why I wouldn't want the woman I love to hear any of that.
I understand.
I'll see you again later in the day.
I'll be waiting.
I should get going too. You're going to need medication, something to get that arm dressed properly. And if there's anything else I can get you, let me know. If you want to see a doctor, I'll find you the best one I can. I'm so sorry for ever doubting you.
No, I understand. I'm glad you came at all.
Me too. Well, see you.
I'm kind of surprised. He actually got a soft spot, huh? And I was sure you were full of it when you said the two of them had a thing going on. What does she see in a guy like him anyway? She's got a bad taste in guys, that's for sure. with that look?
Just admiring your rather inappropriate remarks.
Sorry, I was just so relieved it kind of came out.
It's okay. You almost got a smile out of me.
I've never seen you smile before.
You never will. I blame being relieved, too. Now, would you mind helping me back to my room?
Yeah, no problem. My shoulder's all yours. You know, you really are something else, Michelle. I could hear you through the door, and as I was getting it open, and honestly, I'm amazed you were able to stand up to him like that. I don't want to get my hopes up too high just yet, but I'm starting to think you might actually be able to do something about the Lord.
That's reassuring. Thank you.
Sure. Anyway, let's get going. You should get as much rest as you can until he shows up. Well, I mean, you should be going to see a doctor with these wounds. Oh yeah, Nellie's been worried sick about you all day. I'll have to tell her not to pounce on you, because I'm sure she'll come running as soon as she hears we found you.
Giselle, you were right. I do have people here who will support me. People who are grateful for me, and who show concern for me. But you have to know, Giselle, that it's your voice I want to hear more than anyone else's. Why can I not hear you? Where are you, Giselle? Giselle. It's almost sunset. Looks like the snow didn't stick. Couldn't actually see the snow last night, could you, Giselle? Was that when the light started fading from the spear of darkness encasing you? Or had it been going on even longer than that? Why didn't you say anything? Not a word. I don't believe you're gone for good. You're still out there. Somewhere. I know it. And I will come for you. I swear it. Just a moment.
Here I am, as promised. I heard you talking, so I thought there was someone with you. Not near alone.
It's only me, yes.
I see. As I told you earlier, my perspective on events will do nothing to change Morgana's mind.
I would still like to hear what you have to say.
Alright. Not being from this land, I don't believe in the logical god, nor do I think priests and preachers have any better than... Not being from this land, I don't believe in the local god, nor do I think priests and preachers are anything better than a con artist.
Where did that come from?
What I'm trying to say is, if I give a confessional, it won't be to another human. You're an angel.
Come again?
The angel from the stained glass window, that's you, isn't it?
Wait, hold on. How on earth did you come to that conclusion?
I was thinking about everything you said earlier in the cellar. The fact that you knew about Morgana, the fact that you could see into my heart, and in particular, all your talk about saving people's souls. Salvation is not a man's job. Which means you must be something else. I will tell you everything. Every foolish mistake, every terrible crime. In exchange, I would like you to tell me what I am to do next, to lead me down the path I am to take. I terrify myself. With every passing day, my ability to tell what direction I'm supposed to be heading in dulls. So after I tell my story, I want you to do that for me. Please, will you show me the way?
I can no more decide the path you take than you.
You saw into my heart.
Giselle, if you were here, you would encourage me to agree to his request, wouldn't you? Okay. I can't guarantee that anything I have to say will be of use, but I'll do the best I can to lead you in the right direction.
Thank you. Before I begin, there's one thing I need to clarify. I'm not in love with Pauline. She does play an important role in my life, though. That much is true.
She's your tether.
Exactly. I also suppose you could say I admire her. She's everything I am not, everything I cannot be. Is that something I should tell her, you think? That I don't love her. That I'm incapable of feeling love. Should I tell her that knowing she genuinely loves me? My instinct tells me I shouldn't. I know very well I'm lying to her. But there are circumstances in which a lie is preferable to the truth, are there not? With that said, I'm ready to begin.
You have my full attention. And my work is done for the night, I think. Whatever. Have fun, AC.
As you know, I'm not from this land. The issue is, I don't know any more about where I came from than you. I remember the Silk Road, stretching out before me as far as the eye can see. Clouds of dust wisping across the bare dirt trail. That endless expanse of red earth that remains branded into the very fabric of my mind. But beyond that, most of my memories are gone. I can only clearly remember the last 5 years or so of my life. In my oldest real memory, I was a slave. I didn't work on some nobleman's estate, but instead I did physical labor, construction work. I built roads and buildings, tore down hills and mountains. That's where it was decided someone built like I am would be the most use, I suppose. And while I doubt I need to tell you this, living conditions were miserable. Other slaves withered away and died on a daily basis. Working on a noble's estate would have been easier, without a doubt, if only for the fact I would have a specific master. I don't remember anything about my life before becoming a slave. All I have are these few images from which I can guess I was a part of a caravan. Or perhaps a messenger. I vaguely remember being waylaid. They were vastly outnumbered, massacred with little resistance. Or at least I assume that's what happened. When I next woke up, I had been stripped bare and I was surrounded by men I didn't recognize. The words they spoke were gibberish to my ears. But I could tell from their tone and voice and expressions that things that they were saying were not friendly. They seemed to be mocking me, laughing at me. As you might expect, I attempted to protest, but evidently I had been beaten quite badly when I was unconscious. My joints were stiff and swollen, on top of my dehydration, so I could barely move, let alone put up a fight. As strong as I might have been at full health, I was in no condition to do anything then. You have no idea what that's like. How it feels to be abused and humiliated, desperate for food and water. Oh, I see. So, as I was saying, I was a slave for one grueling, torturous year. No one treated me like a human being. There was no one from the same part of the world as me. And there was no one to come to my aid. Over time, I came to learn their language, though I can only speak it. I do not know how to read or write. To be honest, I think I was happier not understanding what people were saying about me. They had many words to describe me, none of them flattering. Some of them would even call me beast. And the longer I was treated as something less than human, the more I began to question whether I really was one. A darkness grew inside me with each repeated insult. I wanted to make them pay for the daily abuse. And who wouldn't? The desire to exact vengeance when you've been mistreated is only natural. It's perfectly reasonable. But they were right about what I was deep down. A beast. And my revenge went far beyond what could be considered reasonable. "4 years ago, I was sitting in a carriage as I rattled along a dirt road. Wait, this is not the kind of carriage you rode around town in, but a filthy slave transport. It was packed to the front to the back with slaves, or soon to be slaves, I suppose I should say. There were men, young women, and even children. Everyone wore a look of hopelessness on their faces, and no one had the strength left to resist. They looked like me a year earlier, deprived of food and water, and beaten into submission. The slave traders' guards were armed, of course. Swords hanging from their hips, ready to cut down anyone who showed any sign of resistance. So they sat there, lamenting their fate. Sitting beside me was a young girl, crying in silence. Glancing over at her, I caught a glimpse of her face. Large chunks of skin seemed to have fallen off of it. It was, suffice to say, an unusual sight. But beyond that, I didn't think much of it. I didn't find it disturbing or unpleasant. Perhaps because I had a similarly unusual appearance. What caught my attention, though, was the way she was crying. I'm not sure how to describe it. From everyone else's crying in the carriage, it was almost like her tears were not for herself. Why are you crying? On my question, the girl turned her head up to look at me. Surprise crossed her face for a few brief seconds, but that was her only reaction to my appearance. I assume her thought process was roughly the same as mine, so she felt no need to fear me. After a moment's hesitation, she said,
I'm sad because I didn't get the chance to show my gratitude to people very dear to me.
her response perplexed me to no end. Why was she concerned about showing gratitude? Why was she not despairing of her own circumstances? Why was that the emotion that gripped her in that moment? Not hatred for the slave trader or the sorrow for herself. To this day, I still don't understand. But that wasn't the only thing I found curious. Her voice, despite being soft, cut through the crying and wailing of the other slaves. I pictured it like a single patch of clear water in the middle of a swamp. Unattained by its surroundings, gently undulating. One sentence was all she said, but there was something unbelievably calming about the sound of it. For a moment I was filled with a sense of tranquility. And though you may not believe it, I wanted to get her out of that filthy carriage. To undo the shackles threatening to taint her. So, I took action, driven by that desire. It's no lie, I promise.
No! No, don't kill me! Please, you can have all my money. You can go free if that's what you want. I'll apologize. Anything. Why are you laughing? Please spare me. I have a wife and children, please. I'm begging you.
And why should I care? Holding a sword in my hand felt amazingly right. Whatever work I once did must have required me to use a blade. Even with the shackles still around my wrist, I had a little trouble slaughtering the slave traders and their guards. They let their guard down because we were restrained. The thought of anyone resisting never once crossed their minds. That body sprawled out around me. Corpses I had made. Lives I had snuffed out. Look at this. See? No one can defeat me. They stood no chance against my strength. More. I need more. I need more. I don't have the words to describe the high it gave me killing those men. The power I felt over them. I was driven mad by the stench of blood filling the air. No, it's just true how I was always there. If I weren't already deranged, the corpses would have had nothing to stimulate in the first place. After taking the keys off of the slave traders, I returned to the carriage, doing my best to act calm and suppress the bubbling exhilaration. Hey, you. Unlock my shackles for me. I would do it myself if I could. You. Say something, would you? But she said nothing, simply removing my shackles as commanded. If she had said even one word, let me hear that curiously calming voice of hers, then in all likelihood, I probably would have stopped there. But she remained perfectly silent. Everyone was in shock about what I had just witnessed, her included. At the time, though, the slaves started cheering. The same people who had been wailing minutes earlier were now shouting praises.
I'll save you.
You're our savior.
We're free to go home.
We can have our lives back.
Undo our shackles, please.
I'm a beast.
What?
What?
I'm not a savior. I'm not a man. I am a beast. Isn't that right? I'm a beast, aren't I?
What are you?
More. I need more. I thirst for more.
Where are you pointing your...
I need more.
Damn.
Crimson, please keep your dams muted until the end of the thing.
In that moment, the last of my reason dissolved into a frenzy, slaughtering the helpless slaves I had never intended to kill. I was euphoric. I couldn't get enough. I reveled in it. Never before have I felt such ecstasy. The cries for mercy were, as I ripped through them, were delicious. The look of fear in their eyes. The way their faces twisted. The splatters of blood around their mouths open in screams. The despair that filled them. I didn't care anymore, and they were just as much victims as me. They had suffered the same abuse and humiliation. All that was buried underneath the waves of bliss that ravished me. Everyone who asked to be spared, I skewered. I worked my way around the inside of the carriage, killing dozens upon dozens of slaves. Heads went rolling off of shoulders, hot geysers of blood spewing from open necks. I was practically wading through blood by that point. Some bodies I completely dismembered. Others I disemboweled, leaving their entrails to hang out of their open guts. All of them had looks of agony frozen into their faces as death took them. I don't know if I was unconsciously avoiding her or if it was just a coincidence. But the girl was the only one left alive. She, of course, hadn't been spared the mess, so she sat there, drenched in the sticky red gore. Her lips appeared to be trembling, though I couldn't tell for sure with so much of her skin missing. The fire inside me still burned white hot. She was the reason I had done any of this in the first place. I had stood up because I wanted to set her free. My original intentions were long since gone from my mind. Raw pleasure overwhelmed any sense of reason. I approached the girl, pointing a sword at her neck. And expecting her to scream, to beg for her life like the others. But she did nothing. She simply stared up at me. Why didn't you run? At my question, the girl finally spoke.
Why did you kill them?
The sound of her voice quelled the furor within me. It baffled me. I had no control over it, yet this strange girl could pacify me with a single utterance. The words she used didn't matter. It was her voice. She could have called me a monster. And it would have had the same effect. Because I felt like it. I couldn't explain my reason for murdering the slaves. I didn't have the words to express the things that drove me. All I could tell her was that I did it because I felt like it.
And why haven't you killed me yet?
I didn't find a sure answer for that question in my somewhat rattled mind either. In retrospect, I realize now that her voice was my first tether. At the time, I had no idea why I didn't take her life in my frenzy. I'd killed other children, other women. Young, old, sad, miserable. It didn't matter. Nothing had so much as prickled my conscience. I don't know. I said it, then I stepped off the carriage and walked away. Left with questions I couldn't answer. Was I really a beast? Was unleashing my innate savagery and reveling in the massacre of helpless people really all I wanted? I didn't know. After escaping from the slave traders, I'd become something of a bandit. I had no hope of anyone taking me in. Not only was I a murderer, I was a foreigner. Nor did I have any chance of finding decent work. So I lived by the sword, killing and plundering. The money I honestly didn't give a damn about. I had no desire to be wealthy. It was simply a matter of survival. That and quenching my thirst. I went on for about 3 years like that. So finally, encountering something I couldn't defeat with my sword. No amount of muscle was enough to protect myself from disease. One day I woke up with chills, my vision blurry, barely able to move my own limbs. I set off for a nearby village, hoping to see a doctor, but my body didn't last that long. I collapsed on the side of the road, drained of my last strength. It was in a moderately busy road. At that, so I assumed I had made it close to the city. Dozens of people passed by, silently pretending not to see anything. I didn't look like someone a respectable person wanted to involve themselves with in normal circumstances, so it was no surprise they weren't interested in this sick, filthy foreign man. Hell, I couldn't remember the last time I'd bathed. It was hard to look at me, let alone get anywhere near me. This is where I'm going to die, I thought. It seemed like a suitable end to a mad, murderous monster's life, withering away on the side of the road beneath a sneering passerby. The fact that I was still alive at all after 3 years of leeching off of other people's lives was itself wrong. I didn't lament my impending demise. I accepted that such was the way of the world. But then, I glanced up and I see a woman in a nun's habit looking down at me.
Are you alright? Are you sick? I'm going to check your temperature, okay? you're burning up. You shouldn't be out here in this condition. Do you not have anywhere to go? Don't worry, I've got you covered. There's a church not too far from here. Hang in there just a little longer and you'll be fine.
What is your god going to do for me?
He helps people in need. It's not very big, but we've always got room for people who need it. You can rest up in one of the open beds, and I should be able to get you a little something to eat. I promise it'll be better than staying out here at any rate. Can you stand? Not a problem. We can do this together. Put your arm around my shoulders. The church isn't that far. We can do it.
You are going to carry me?
Yep. Be fine. We'll make it one way or another. Almost. We're almost there. Just a little longer.
I'm heavy, aren't I?
Very, very heavy. But that's not a problem. I can do anything if I put my mind to it.
Just throw me in a ditch.
No, I doesn't like his children talking like that. Almost there. Almost there. So, how are you feeling? Better. I hope. I left some applesauce on the bedstand if you're feeling up to eating anything. And you're welcome to stay here as long as you need to.
Why did you help me?
Because that's what people do. They help each other.
That's not what most people do.
I like to think it is.
You church people are exceptions.
I'm not sure I agree with that.
This woman's only showing me compassion because she doesn't know what I am. She wouldn't be so friendly if she knew I was a madman and a murderer.
If there's anything else you want, let me know. can't make you any fancy dinners, but if it's anything I can get, I will.
Could you tell me your name?
I'm Marie.
Marie. After, who wasn't the Virgin?
You're not familiar with the Virgin Mary?
Just look at me. I'm clearly not from these parts.
Yeah, I can see that. So that would make you a traveler, huh? You speak the language really well, though. I take it you've been here a while, then.
Yes, I have.
How exciting. So when you're feeling better, maybe you could tell me about the country you came from? I've never been far from home, so I'm curious what it's like elsewhere.
There's nothing I could tell you.
It can be anything. Tell me about yourself if you want.
I'm even less inclined to do that.
Get better soon, okay? I'm looking forward to hearing all about it.
I'm not sure if there's anyone out there more deserving of the Virgin Mary's name.
What was that?
Your name, it suits you.
Oh no, not at all. I'm incredibly flattered to hear you say that, but I hardly live up to the name.
What?
What's your name, by the way?
I have no name.
You don't?
If you want something to call me by, you can choose a name for me. Anything you want. I'm nameless. You give me a name.
I think you should be the one to choose your name. I'd be more than happy to help, though. But you should go with the name you think is best.
I see.
Well, I should get going. I'll be around, so if you need anything, just holler. Bye then.
How am I supposed to choose a name for myself when I don't know anything about me? I recovered quickly in a proper bed and a roof over my head. Out on the road, I had been certain I stood no chance, but I was back on my feet after only 3 days at the church. My body was more resilient than I even knew. And now that I was back in health, I had no intention of sticking around. Thank you for everything. I would be dead if it weren't for you.
No thanks necessary. I'm just glad to see you feeling better. There's no need to be in such a rush to leave, you know. Stay a bit longer. Make sure everything's alright.
I'm not going to stay any longer than necessary.
If you're sure.
Take this as payment for the food and lodgings.
I can't accept that, no. We don't charge for charity.
Charity is not free. You paid for it. Let me pay you back.
Can't.
Please take the money.
If you insist, I can accept it as this.
Teeth?
Tithe.
Tithe?
Think of it like a donation to the church. Like you said, the work we do isn't free.
Alright then, a tithe it is.
Thank you. And may God bless you for your generosity.
So long.
Hey, if you're ever in the area, maybe we should stop by sometime. I never did get the chance to have that talk with you. And I was really looking forward to it too.
I'll just cause you more trouble.
What? No, you wouldn't. What makes you think that? You're afraid you'll scare people off because you look different? I really don't think you need to be worried about that.
It's not just my appearance. Do you mean it? That it won't be any trouble having me around.
I absolutely mean it.
Okay. I'll consider it.
Wonderful. I can't wait to see you again.
Yeah. Believe me, I knew I had no place involving myself with her. A killer making himself comfortable in the house of God? I don't even believe in their deity, and I still knew it was nothing if not extremely disrespectful. The money I had donated to her church wasn't even clean. It was stolen. I didn't feel the slightest bit guilty about it, though. I was more than conscious of what I was doing, but none of that mattered to me. I had smiled when she took it. That was enough. Seeing that I'd smile put my heart at ease. Much like the sound of the slave girl's voice I had several years ago. It restrained me, suppressed my urges. That smiling face was my new tether. I'd always believed that I was at my happiest while torturing people. That my thirst for murder was ingrained in my soul. But as exhilarating as taking others' lives was, there was a part of me that yearned for peace. I'd gotten a taste of that with her, and I wanted more. Even knowing that I had no place in that world, that peace was something I would never attain. I still longed for it. It started with brief visits every few months. In time, though, their frequency began to increase. Soon it was once a month, and twice, then once a week. The length of my visits gradually grew as well. Every time I showed up, the nun greeted me with a smile, quenching my thirst without the need for blood. The more we met, the more I endeavored to be a normal man around her. Or to play the part of one. I thought that if I had acted like there was nothing wrong with me, then I wouldn't be out of place at her side. I wanted to feel like I belonged in that peaceful world where she lived.
Ah, giant man! Marie, the giant man's here!
Giants?
Ah, hello there. I was beginning to think you weren't coming this week.
I was having trouble deciding on what to bring you.
Always welcome here, you know. You don't have to wrap yourself in. But I appreciate it. Thank you.
I wouldn't feel right if I didn't bring something. I bought a variety of fruits for you today, so you can share them with the children.
They'll be delighted. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's nothing, really.
So, have you decided on the name for yourself yet?
Yeah. Not yet, no.
Nothing at all. It makes talking to you a little awkward, not having anything to call you.
In that case, a giant man is as good as anything.
Did it get under your skin?
A little. I'm not that big, am I?
Giants, little kids. I do wish they'd be less blunt about it sometimes, though.
Indeed. I suppose it's being better than them being afraid of me. The children here have strong nerves.
They're ordinary kids. You're just not the scary person.
They only assume I'm harmless because I'm with you.
Like, you make it sound like you actually are dangerous or something.
Because I am.
get worked up about it. The only thing different about us is our race. Everything else is exactly the same.
I'm not so sure.
You must have had some pretty awful experiences because of your appearance. Then, to make you so concerned about it. I wish I could say I understood your pain.
That's not necessary.
But if I could, then maybe I'd feel a little closer to you. If I could be even half the same race as you.
You have nothing to gain from being more like me.
You don't think so? I think there's a lot that would be nice about it. I would probably have really pretty black hair at least. If I'm ever reborn, I'd like to be more like you.
Why are you so obsessed with being like me?
I Hmm. I just am.
Oh?
Yeah.
That's about the time I started noticing the feelings she had for me. At first, I thought I was simply being egotistical. There's no way a woman like her would be interested in a man like me. I couldn't think of any other explanation for the way she looked at me. Back then, I believe I loved her too. And that if we could be together as a man and woman, that I would finally be able to obtain the peace I so sought. That I could wash my hands of the killer within me that feed the urges once and for all. That way I could step out of the darkness I had lived in for so long. That I would be able to see the light. So that I would be able to experience love like any other ordinary man. So in the name of that hope, I took action. That foolish, naive hope.
What are we doing out here so late at night?
Oh, sorry on asking you to meet me on such short notice. I hope it wasn't too much trouble sneaking out.
It certainly wasn't easy. So, you had something to tell me?
What I'm about to tell you, every last word is sincere. And once you've heard me out, I want you to turn me down.
What?
Over these past few months, I've come to at least somewhat understand the responsibilities and restrictions placed on you as a nun. But even ignoring the obligations you have, I know good and well I'm not a suitable match for you. Which is why, as I said, I would like you to turn me down.
I still want to hear it.
I love you. I fell for you the moment I first saw you. I know I don't deserve to be anywhere near you. But every time we met, my desire to be with you grew stronger and stronger until it was out of my control. Turn me down, Marie, please, and I'll stop trying to get close to you.
I'm not Marie.
You're not? What?
My real name is Pauline.
Pauline?
Marie is my baptismal name. It's not the name I was given at birth. I love you too. I fell for you the moment I first laid eyes on you. I know it's forbidden, but I want to be with you too. And every time I have, I want to spend it with you.
I'm glad to hear you say that.
Thank you for being honest with me.
No. Thank you for not turning me down.
Wow, talk about an anxious day. When you asked me to meet you out here tonight, I wondered that might be what it was about. It felt like my heart was going to explode all day.
Heart explode.
Guys get nervous about telling girls how they feel too, don't they?
Yeah, we do.
Until now, I had no idea falling in love was so hard on the nerve. Just thinking about you makes my mind turn to mush. It's hard to walk like that, you know?
Is it really that stressful?
Is it like that for you too?
Yeah. Thinking about you makes it impossible to concentrate. Tell me something, Pauline.
What is it?
How exactly is it hard on your nerves?
What? How exactly? It's like, I'm in the clouds, and I want to scream and I want to jump into a lake all at the same time.
That doesn't help me much. Can you be a little more specific?
Really? Are you trying to embarrass me? It's like my whole body gets really hot.
You mean you get aroused?
Aroused? No, to put it bluntly, yes.
I see.
You're a real jerk, you know. You shouldn't go around trying to humiliate ladies.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was insightful. So I'm not in love with her or romantically attracted to her. Or even physically attracted to her. All I want from her is a smile. Being around her doesn't arouse me. In fact, it does the exact opposite. My fire burns brightest when I'm not with her. It all makes sense now. I just want someone to keep me placated.
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 Placated. I'm disturbed through and through. A murderer and a beast.
See, that's why I didn't want to say anything. I knew you would laugh at me.
I'm sorry. I truly am. I did ultimately get what I wanted out of the arrangement. She became my tether, became an invaluable part of my life, even if I had no real love for her. When I was with her, I was at peace. That said, her presence didn't completely rid me of my urges. I was still occasionally struck with bouts of insatiable thirst, overwhelming desire to mutilate anyone who came to my line of sight. Sometimes Pauline became the object of that desire. It goes without saying, I never did draw my sword on her, but I had no way of knowing when I might lose control. And if I ever did kill her, then there would be nothing left to keep me from regressing completely into a beast.
Okay, scene transition. We're just gonna go ahead and wait here. We're gonna stop here.
Oh man, I'm fighting for consciousness.
Hey, B, how you doing?
Yeah.
Very dreamy.
I think she's out.
Damn, alright. No post-discussion
Damn,
today, I
she
guess.
went out.
I don't have much to say, honestly. Unless I might have just forgot. I might have been unconscious for a brief period of time during a part that I might have...
I have a lot to say.
Same, honestly.
Well, yeah, go ahead. Fuck around, find out.
Alright, so I hope you all don't mind, but I'm gonna start. So, I remember Sim pointed out, like, oh, they haven't shown, like, what the noble looks like yet. So, there might be a chance that it's not, like, Jacobo's reincarnation. Or, I can't think of a good term for it. I'm just gonna say XP or replicant. XP. It's not Jacobo's XP. And I had, I feel...
XP is a homage or a general referential sort of character. A character that is standing in for another one.
Yeah, and I have a theory, and this is kind of like a shot in the dark, and this is just kind of like a blind 360 no scope. But I think that the noble might be actually Javier. I think that's how you say his name? From Door 2.
Javier is fine.
Javi, the blonde,
Maybe.
the blonde kid from Door 2.
Mhm.
Because all the characters who have had sprites have been important to Morgana's life in some way and have existed during this time period. And people without a sprite haven't really been brought up, really, in the place that Michelle finds himself in. And so I kind of been thinking about that, and I'm like, well, there's probably a reason Javier has a sprite. Javi. I keep adding the ER at the end of it.
I mean, Javi is almost certainly short for Javier.
Javi is quite literally only short for Javier.
Alright, so I have been doing it right regardless, kinda, sorta. Yeah, alright, cool. I do apologize if anyone else wants to say more, but I do have a couple more things to add. I do notice a couple lines in here that are reoccurring themes from Door 2. Like her being like, oh, I want to be like, oh, you notice that you're from a faraway land. What was that like? And him being like, I don't fucking know. Because I'm pretty sure it was like that in Door 2. Or she kept asking him what it was like, and he never really said anything. And and this one is a little smaller detail. But when he was torturing Michelle, he was kind of like grinning a bit and all that, and I thought that. And I thought that was like, you know, in character and all that. Considering when they point out in Door 2, when it was from his like perspective, that he was like grinning subconsciously, like he didn't even know he was doing it. And another, I think my final thing is, I guess, I guess Pauline's hair is not black in this timeline or the first incarnation, because she says she wishes she had black hair, and she had black hair in Door 2, and Door 2 pretty much, other than her tragic end, she pretty much had most of what she wanted. But a part of me kind of wonders what her hair is underneath all the nun shit.
I can actually elaborate on the hair bit a little bit. During there's like a very brief interlude to the story beat earlier on in this part of the in this door, where I believe she implies that she would like to be more like Yukimasa. So it is implied that the reason why her hair is black in the second door is because when she was reincarnated into her new body, she is part Japanese.
Yeah, like, I got that, but I'm sorry, I meant to be clear when I was asking. My main theory question, and if you can't answer, don't answer, was what color is her hair in the nun timeline where we're clearly not seeing it, because her eyebrows are black. But like we haven't seen her hair, and she has explicitly stated that she wished she had Yukimasa's black hair.
To be fair, if eyebrows mattered, Michelle would have white eyebrows.
Yeah, and also there is Ken Street Fighter and all that, but that aside, yeah, I'm still curious what color her hair is beneath all that. Wait, maybe it's blonde, maybe it's not. I don't know.
Maybe like chicane,
So
brownish.
So yeah, so straight up, there's literally no time they ever show what her hair looks like during this particular part, because she's always wearing the habit. It's likely that if it's not black, then it's probably like a more traditional color for someone in France, I guess. Which could also be black anyway, but it's not that, so... I don't know, like brown... Could...
I mean, Marie's her sister, right?
Yeah. Well, no,
So
Maria is
they're
not,
just friends.
Yeah, Maria is not his sister. They're just friends.
Orphanage, technically.
There's no actual relationship there at all.
No blood relation.
Yeah,
but
they're an orphanage.
I think I've said everything I kind of wanted to say. And yeah, I don't really have much else to say. So I think whoever in alphabetical order, Noir, do you have anything?
I still don't.
Okay, hold on. I'm sorry, I have to cut in real quick. Noir, do you mind if I go ahead of you? I literally, as soon as I share my stuff, I need to leave because my audio situation is beyond fucked right now.
To be fair, I can hear you completely fine.
I'm talking about my own headphones. I need to actually... I think I have to restart my PC to do some shit.
Oh no.
Ugh.
Go right ahead, sure.
Just a quick couple things. I DM'd Zaz this. I wasn't a big fan of like how Yukimasa decided to leave Michelle alone because yeah, the woman I tethered to came back. It feels, I don't know. I didn't like it because it felt like, it didn't feel as earned as like Mel. I had a problem with it a bit.
Oh, well, yeah, no, like, straight up, dead ass, just, like, full frontal, full disclosure. Like, this is not going to fucking end with Yukimasa revealing he's a good person. Like, he's made it very clear that he's essentially...
Well, no, that's not, like, my point. My point is being, like, I felt like, at that point, like, it's like, oh, but Yukimasa realized that he kind of did some bad stuff, and I'm like... I guess, I felt like there should have been more of a... I feel like having just Pauline come in and then him going, oh, I didn't want you to see this, fuck. And then that just being the solution doesn't feel as satisfying.
I do
because,
totally get it, yeah.
like, I will say that it works for Mel. For Yukimasa or the Swordsman, it doesn't as much because I feel like the gravitas of like what the Swordsman has done is it's just general personality. Like with Mel, he showed remorse. With Yukimasa, there wasn't an ounce.
Mm-hmm.
He reveled in it. So like him having Pauline come in and then being like, "Oh, this is bad. I'm doing bad stuff," and then being like, "I'm gonna give you my key now," felt a little unearned, I guess, in my opinion.
Oh, 100%. Like, so.
But he feels really bad about it.
Oh, he doesn't feel bad at all. Like, he's
no
like just straight up. There's like no good way to handle a character like Yukimasa in this circumstance.
Yeah.
Because like there are genuinely like redeeming qualities in Mel because Mel can change and become a better person from what he's learned. Yukimasa, it is literally his nature. He cannot change.
I was gonna say, on the subject, do you mind if I say like 2 sentences really quickly that I forgot about? It's my bad.
Mm-hmm.
When I was typing when he was like, so you get that in your next life, right?
Mm-hmm.
A part of me thought he was just going to kill her then and there. So she would be able to live in her next life and all that. I thought that was gonna happen. That's all that thought is. I'm done.
I will also say that I was stifling my laughter when I had to read the line of Mel calling out Pauline's taste. Not because it was like, that's inappropriate, because I went, he's fucking right, though!
Mm-hmm.
Like, Pauline has shit taste. Like, I want to run away with you. You literally just saw this man torturing someone. What?
All of Tumblr will be disappointed with Joshi now.
Like, no, yeah, deadass, like, Pauline is like ride or die in the worst way possible.
Yeah.
She's a little bit insane, just straight up.
I'm like, Pauline, what the fuck?
He's
like,
into bad boys, apparently.
It's not even bad boy.
Like,
I murdered children, Pauline.
He's a dead-ass psychopath. Yeah, no, like no sugarcoating it. It's not even sociopathy. He's just fucking a psycho. Like, he's literally psychotic.
Like, he's just occasionally overtaken with the need to
Pauline, I'll fucking do it again.
Okay, but Rindy, like my issue is that like you're like, yeah, he's hot, and I go like, okay, fair enough. I'm not gonna get on your case, but I'm gonna get on Pauline's case because in the matter of the fact, you're watching a real fucking dude torture a dude hardcore and going, I want to run away with you. Like what?
He was smiling when he was like doing it too.
Mm-hmm.
Like my man was getting off on torture.
And
you know, there's women
Randy,
like this.
please
that are
don't tell me
into
you're
this
that type of
man.
person.
No, like I'm gonna be honest. I think he's hot too. Like straight up.
I mean, I get he's attractive. He's attractive.
Like
but
specifically this version.
I mean, Christian Bale's attractive. That doesn't mean you should date Patrick Bateman.
Mm-hmm.
Like my point is that my point is that like Pauline, in like the most realistic sense of like that situation, should have immediately gone, what the fuck? No, get away. And all she did was like, you know, I want to run away with you. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I think like sure it was an inappropriate time, but like I think Mel was super right. In fact, if I had one thing to change, I would have had Michelle then immediately say, "You're right, though."
Mm-hmm. Just like
that. That is all
mm-hmm.
I had to say.
Yeah. Anybody got anything big, and bombastic to say?
And personally, me no. Like that's it.
No,
like
yeah,
it just felt like a little weak that he like immediately went, oh, this is bad, and then Pauline going, I want to run away with you, was like a double fucking whammy of like, what the fuck.
Mm-hmm. It is like Pauline is genuinely just like complete disregard for any red flags. Just straight up, nah though. Nah, I can fix him.
He's red flag.
killer.
probably accomplice.
No,
or
like,
actually help him out on
it isn't even like an I can fix him. It's like, nah, he's fine just the way he is. And everyone's like, no, you aren't.
Literally,
you
this woman
need to
exists in the real world.
change. It's so funny. Like God.
And you know what sucks? There's actually people like that IRL.
Yeah, I mentioned this multiple times.
There are many people who find Jeffrey Dahmer attractive. Anyways.
Randy, if you ever said you find Jeffrey Dahmer attractive, I swear to God.
Oh, that would be like the final day if somebody said that.
I don't need to hear this right now.
Huh.
Wait, this is Jeffrey Dahmer? What the fuck? He's not even that attractive.
What about Tom?
Anyway.
It's almost
anyway.
should taste in the first place.
Anyway, I'm gonna let Noir go. I would listen to Noir, but I think I have to go reset my PC, so I have to get out of the Discord call.
Eggy. Alright.
Okay.
Okay, so take it away, Noir.
Go ahead, buddy.
Thrasymachus of Chalcedon once wrote that justice is nothing else than the interest of the stronger, which really pissed off Socrates in Plato's Republic. But I feel that it is very much a reflection of what we get here in the House of Fata Morgana, where it feels like they're starting to try to back down from do the sinners need forgiveness or closure or understanding for what they do? Because that worked pretty much with Mel, and with Yukimasa, it feels like that is going right out the window, except with Pauline, and I'm still not entirely sure how they're going to be handling the Lord. Like, it feels like they're trying to bait and switch us like they did with Yukimasa, where it's like, in a relationship with a nun? I'm pretty sure that's not legal. Like, of course we're not. Like, and then it's like, yeah, of course they are. Like, man, I wonder if Maria has some sort of secret relationship with the Lord. I wonder I wonder what's going on.
Oh yeah, like, I'll admit, personally, I have a lot of problems with Chapter 8. I still think there's some really good bits in there. There's definitely some good bits coming up. And there's some problems I have with a lot of characters involved. Some I can't get into right now because it's stuff that won't be revealed until a side story, probably. Well, no, actually, there's a bit of that side story in that's coming up. You get to see a little bit of it, and there's some problems in there. Like, honest to goodness, I think it's weird because like the gambit they're kind of trying to go for is literally just, regardless of their actions, you should at least try to understand their perspectives, and it's hard that you can't do that because Yukimasa is a psychopath. Like,
you should understand his perspective of he just really, really likes killing people sometimes.
even the time that he lived, this is a horrible thing that he keep on doing.
As I said, like Morgana, like even when he's describing it, he's like the feeling of ecstasy and joy when they start killing is matched by
Also,
another.
AC, ecstasy.
What
Yeah.
did he say?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Fata Morgana is full of slam dunk bits. Like the way the romance progresses is fucking sick as shit. There's a reason why I love Michelle and Giselle so much. Doors 1, 2, and 3, pretty good stories. I'd say 2 is a little bit bland, but the fucking aesthetic and the vibe is super tight. And then when it tries to like stick the landing with certain themes, it doesn't work with the pins you've set up. Like, one of those pins just stands firmly in place because he's a psychopath.
You ain't changing that guy's emotional state.
Like, there's no real change in there. It's a bit unfortunate. It's like it's.
I think the other thing that I had to point out was that I brought it up with Khan in the notes, but this general idea that it sure is weird that Morgana super hates the three people who are ostensibly the ones responsible for her entire life of misery and pain and suffering, that also just so happen to be the three people who each hold keys to her freedom, including Mel for some reason. But she doesn't seem to be particularly upset that her mother literally sold her to a lord who has decided to pretty much, with, at least from her understanding, tortured her for no particularly decent reason, or for a majority of her life, and sold her probably for money. It's odd. I expect that this might be a thing that comes up in like a side story or gets addressed at some point, hopefully, but it's a weird balance of the idea that like she is definitely going to curse these three people that made her life horrible. Not her mom though. Her mom is not going to be getting any of the flack.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. Anybody else got anything big to say about their feelings on Yukimasa and this particular chain of events?
Oh man, I'm fighting to stay conscious here.
What do you think,
Go to
Rindy?
Bone, you can just go to bed, like straight up.
Oh, I want to hear I want to hear thoughts, and also like after the stream ends, I'm probably gonna perk back up.
Why is everyone?
I just dealt with like.
It's almost like it's late at night.
It's almost like I just dealt with very calming music and very quiet talking.
Yeah, I also fell asleep after a certain point, then woke back up within seconds.
Also bad sleep.
I had the. I'm voicing a murder. I was awake, and also there was a brief. Also, I did receive a drink from parents, which I'm very thankful for that. But also, it was right when like Yukimasa was about to talk. So, although there was a little break, I do appreciate the gift and all that. But yeah, yeah, it's been a minute since I had to speak that long as Yukimasa. And I hope I hope I didn't.
You killed it. You did great.
Oh, thank you.
Alright.
It's my turn.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'm busy writing motherfuckers in chat. I gotta say, okay, I don't think the Lord will be Javi, because like Javi doesn't actually have like any connection to the mansion, which I think it should have. I think all of them did, but there is a chance. I don't think it's super likely, but I think there's a chance it might be a Michelle XP. In a way, I don't actually know though. I guess. Because I'm thinking like maybe there's a chance that like Jacopo like wasn't actually the one Morgana had issues with, but rather maybe Mary did. Maybe Mary's the one that like sold them out back then for the bandits, and Jacopo was just dragged along with her. But I don't know. I guess these are most of my thoughts. Also, Kimasa is like very attractive. I'm sorry.
I know. I can't help it. I also can't help liking to kill people.
Pauline is allowed to like people in jail for horrible crimes still have like mates, like still have significant others who love them. Like
Very smooth.
I genuinely don't mind the 5-head at all. I think he looks fine.
He has some very nice hair.
So
Eh,
yeah, it's
he's
like
a charmer
honestly,
apparently.
Would I say he's the most attractive man in this? No, it's definitely Michelle.
pretty sure if they stayed together, she wouldn't let him actually slaughter people for funsies. But
It's kind of a tough call because I like what is it? Fucking Jacopo is actually kind of attractive, I think.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's got
Yeah.
he's got the drip.
I don't like the,
he's got the drip.
I don't like
he's
the
got
haircut.
the haircut. No, honestly, haircut's
the
great.
haircut sucks.
No, I genuinely, honestly, if he wasn't a weirdo, I think.
He's not that much of a weirdo.
It's also
you pull out
weird.
that
because-
He can be very romantic when he wants to.
It's also weird because Yakumo has like 3 different designs depending on which art you're using of him. Are you using like
And they're
one of the
all
CGs?
He can
Are
be
you
very
using the
charming.
sprite?
Yeah, but Yukimasa, like I said, his red flags are big, but so is his sword.
I thought you were about to say so is his forehead.
Oh, hello, clinical obsession.
Yes, clinical. I'm very much aware of the fact that I believe, at least I believe, I'm probably have bad taste in men.
Yeah, most people do.
Anyway, yeah, that's.
What's
that's
wrong
my
with Gatsu? Isn't he a completely normal guy who doesn't have any emotional problems?
You see, it's funny you say that because I'm pretty sure Guts was like one of my first crushes, like for men specifically.
I don't
Mr.
like his
Berserk
hair.
is pretty good looking. Hey.
Problematic fave.
I'll be real, I don't
What
like
about
Guts'
Griffith?
hair.
Griffith is also pretty attractive, but like I like Guts a little bit more. True,
Oh, man.
true rambling.
Oh man, wild that Crimson just sent me an image of his face right now.
Wait, what the
Wait,
fuck?
what?
Crimson?
I don't even
Wait, Crimson,
remember
what'd you
that.
say?
No, he just said, He was just making like judging noises. He didn't say anything. It was just he knows what you are.
Oh my goodness.
But it's like I'm like looking at like the vast difference between like I think like the man fictional crush between like Orange being like Guts. I'm like I don't know, like Snowfall was pretty cool. They them.
You know, I think it's really, honest to God, AC, I don't mean anything particularly mean by this, but genuinely, I saw a post that describes exactly like your preferences in men, in women, and someone called it a Reddit sexuality.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Really?
It's just, I find that so funny.
What is Reddit sexuality?
AC's destroyed.
God damn. You know what? You're gonna make B envious because even if B does shoot me, she's never going to do as much damage as that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna tell them.
that was a critical hit.
I'm really
They-
looking for God. That's so good.
Even if they repeat it, no, it's alright. Don't worry, Orange. You will have the most inflicted damage because even if B repeats it, it'll still be like a oomph, but it would still never be as much of like a fucking finisher over Ultra Strike. I feel like I got Dragon installed.
Honest to God, I'm really looking forward to whenever the fuck we start doing post discussions for stuff that aren't mystery stories, because a lot of it's just gonna be, yeah, that was really cool. All right, next guy, and then we just fucking devolve into this inane nonsense.
She
again.
really did rose all those gun days.
Those
really
Siconias
did
really
movie
did
episode,
cry,
everyone.
huh?
Oh, I love when the Rose did the gun day.
The gun day.
The Gundam.
God damn. Alright. Does anybody else have any
Yeah,
funny
now that I
bits they
think of
wanna
it,
get
I
out
don't think
the
they
way?
ever really explained much of anything in Loopers.
Oh yeah, no, they really didn't. It just kind of happened and it ended. Oh yeah, no, oh. Yeah, lol. We're gonna wrap up soon, though. We should probably wrap up because I know for a fact that Bone is fighting for dear life, and we've
No,
devolved into talking about
I'm
basically
coming back.
nonsense.
No,
He's
it's
getting
bringing me
his
back.
second win.
Okay.
The
You know?
nonsense is waking me up.
Before
I
you go,
heard
Rick.
Reddit sexuality and my brain started working.
Congratulations, Orange. You are somehow managed to pull off what no substance could ever do in awakening someone. And I don't mean awakening like sexually. I mean you literally woke him up.
Yeah, it made the electricity work. Trying to figure out what that means.
Who
I
needs
was
an
say-
adrenaline shot when you have incomprehensible internet lingo?
I'm just imagining, like, just when you say adrenaline shot, Bone being like, "Oh man, I'm a little sleepy," and you saying that, him going, like the fucking Ellis noise.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah,
All
just
right.
say some random bullshit that sounds weird. That'll wake me up.
Okay, I think it's about time we wrap things up because we are rapidly encroaching on 3 hours of stream time. Thank you all so very much for coming. We'll see you tomorrow for more. Not tomorrow. No, nothing's happening tomorrow. Maybe, I don't know. I gotta find a fucking place to fit Faith in because that bitch is just gonna sit there because I'm gonna do a Mori as an early birthday stream thing on Wednesday. So I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do about that one.
Well, it can't be Saturday.
Halloween is just gonna kind of keep on. I'm probably just gonna keep doing horror games indefinitely. Well, not really. I'll just find ones that tickle my fancy. I guess the better word would be. All right, I'm gonna hit the end button now. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye bye.